Hello, my name is Em, and I would like to welcome you to this super random episode. Um, and I'm excited about this episode, so I hope that you are doing well and are ready to talk about books. I just am a complete book nerd. Like I love book nerd. No, I don't even know that. That's not a real term. Forget I said that part. Anyway, um since I was little, I didn't have friends really, so I had books. And I when I was little, I remember my grandma would take me to the bookstore, and she'd be like, "You can pick out a book." And so it was a great source of entertainment for me. It was a great escape, like especially being an awkward kid, not really fitting in, and things like that. So it was really cool to connect and escape through different stories. So I like just fall fully into the world of fiction, just very deeply. I know yes, there's a lot of self-help books out there, and I do like those things that kind of just to increase your knowledge of random topics or helpful topics, very meaningful topics and things like that. There's all that good stuff, but really I love escaping through fiction. um, and so like even recently I have, especially as things are more a little bit more open, like I've been able to go back to the library on a regular basis. Um, and I just want to give a shout out to libraries. I just love how they make so many things, not just books, accessible for everybody. Just I just love the library. It's also the kind of place where you go and no one's questioning why you're there. I don't feel guilty about being there and taking my time to look through books. It's awesome to be able to ask like so many questions to librarians. Like, I mean, yeah, sometimes I feel bad, but like I love it. And just to get their own opinion, like, hey, like what kind of book are you reading? Like or I'll go up to one of the librarians who specifically like makes recommendations, and I'll just be like, I'm looking for an adventurous book, or I'm looking for a comedy, or I'm looking for historical fiction, things like that. And like it's always met with like enthusiastic, like, okay, let's figure this out for you. Let's get this right for you. And I just like that, and I love that that's something that everybody has access to, for the most part. So it's just a shout out. So anyway, I do get ebooks through my library as well. So I actually been reading ebooks lately, because I was traveling out of state and I couldn't bring all of my actual physical books. But I do actually I still like the feeling of turning a page. I don't know. Well, please let me know. Do you, first of all, if you're a book person, if you like to read, do you like actually turning a physical page of a book, or are you just go with the ebooks? For me, it's not quite the same, but on the plus side, I like that it automatically bookmarks where I am, so I don't have to really worry about like what I do. Usually, if I have a regular book, like a physical book, if I forget where I'm at, or if I have to somehow remember the exact page, or like scroll through and try, or flip through and try and find the right page, or like when I'm done, when I'm like, okay, I'm gonna pause reading for a little bit and go do something. I just take some things that's around me, and I kid you not, like I've used like a random leaf while I was out in the woods or wherever reading and hammocking. Usually, if I was out hammocking, I'll just take like, oh, there's a leaf on a tree, and I'll just use that as a bookmark. I kid you not, like anything that's nearby, I've used like receipts and random stuff like that. But the cool thing is like it's saved in the e-reader, so it's really cool. Um, this is a long tangent, but I just love libraries and I love books. Um, but I just wanted to kind of share a book that I'm reading. This book is called The Lost Manuscript, and I just started reading it. By the way, the author's name is Cathy Bonidan. It looks like I think that's how you say the name. I hope I'm saying it right. Um, this book was very intriguing to me just because, well, first of all, I saw the Eiffel Tower on the cover, and yes, I do judge a book by its cover. For books, I do judge books by their cover. I really do. The title has to be intriguing, and the cover, something about it just has to like pull me in. That's usually how I find my books, or that's how I found a lot of books, I'll say. Anyway, but the cool thing about this book is it's set in France for the most part. And basically, someone goes to stay in a hotel room and they discovered this manuscript, and they read it, and this book like just blows their mind basically. And So then they're like intrigued about who this author is and everything like that. And they see an address at the end of the manuscript. So then they mail the manuscript back to that person, or yeah, I think they mail a manuscript or the copy of the manuscript back to that person, to that address. And they say like, I hope this finds the right person. I hope that you're there. And it turns out that it was written by someone like 30 years ago, and they just had lost it. So this person like was just astounded to have found it. And the whole book so far takes place via letters, and it's really cool because they go on this wild chase to find out different things about who had the book, and what happened and how it affected different people's lives. And to me, this has absolutely intrigued me completely. I'm excited. I'm not, it says I'm 31% of the way through, but it's fascinating for a few reasons for me. I also, my brain is just kind of old fashioned in some ways, and I communicated, like when I first met my best friend, or my husband, um, our early communications were actually via letters and emails. So it's pretty, so to me, that's already a connection. And like in general, like I've done a lot of pen paling, especially throughout college. I did that a lot. I haven't done pen paling I have one pen pal still. I like pen paling. By the way, if you've ever pen paled or anything like that, please let me know. I'm curious what it's been like for you, what your experience has been. Um, so like I appreciate it for that. This book also has an old school feel, even though it's set in more present day. It's set like in 2016. A lot of the correspondences. So but yet the characters talk in, they just speak in a different way. But I also feel like sometimes I feel like something about when you sit down to write a letter, it just triggers a different part of the brain. It goes like I feel like, at least for me, like my brain goes kind of old school. Like I'm not saying like thou and, things like that, like Shakespearean kind of talk, but it does trigger that, just something different. And I like to watch like historical fiction, things like that. So sometimes my brain gets a little ridiculous and I start like going into character, and it's obnoxious. But anyway, this book is really fascinating. I'm very excited to continue through. I just kind of wanted to just share that, and also ask you if you have like a certain kind of genre or certain kind of book that really pulls you in, or a favorite author. I know for me, like I sometimes get stuck on certain authors. So like once I find a book that I like, I'll read like everything by them. Um, and yeah, I've been trying to challenge myself lately to take in different authors' books. An author that recently has really captured my attention. Actually, no, I've been reading her books for years now. Leanne Moriarty, I think that's how you say her name. Her books also have like pulled me in. They were like, it's a different world. Her books are a different world. I believe she's an Australian author, and it's just characters that like it's just different mindset, different age group for me, and things like that. And it's just reading it is very interesting, and I feel like her thinking and her writing is so real in some ways. So that's another interesting author. But I would love to know what you think. I just wanted to share that thought. I'll give you an update and let you know how I feel like when I get to the end. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to share and give a shout out, just throw up some love for books and literature and all, just in general. Just yeah, I love being able, it's really cool to be able to escape to that. So I would love to know if you have any books or like reading experiences that you want to share. Anyway, I will slow it down now. I'm gonna go eat. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you. I'll be back soon with another random episode. So please, in the meantime, stay safe, be well, and I'll talk with you later. Bye for now.